Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a flip of my personal side rings. I am normally in a bound book, which is this baby right here, which I love. I'm not going to talk too much about this, but this is my baby right here. And a friend told me, she insisted that I try the rings, And, I was reluctant to try it, but I was like, you know what, let's just try it. I'm safe with my main. There's nothing, no harm in trying. I did, and there was harm because now I'm in love, and this is my new baby. I've been just chunking it up and using it like crazy because my planners are all on the go. So this one is no longer on the go because I have everything in here. So this is my wallet along with my planner. Let's see, let's get right into it. So I have my COVID vaccine just in case. We are stationed in Puerto Rico, so over here they're very strict with the COVID, and they were really in the beginning, not now anymore, but in the beginning, like you couldn't shop anywhere unless you show them proof that you were vaccinated, which was crazy. So I have some cash, some more stickers in here, and then I have like a supplements list because my little one is on lots of supplements and I like to keep track of what he's on. So let's get in here, my monthly, which I check off, and today is actually Wednesday, so I should check that off. This is my shopping list. You're gonna see lots of sticky notes, to-dos all over because that's what I do. I write, lots and lots of notes and to-dos. So I also have a list here. This list is more of things that I need to do, and this would be like a shopping list. Like for example, I have to buy some toilet paper, so I would put that on here. This is my note taking for when I'm I'm on a call, somebody tells me something important, I write it down. Like for example, I lost a pen for a second and I'm like, you know what, I need to order me another one just in case. And this is a sticky note station that I made. More notes. Now these papers are shorter, as you can see. They're shorter because whenever I'm done with these, normally what I write on here, it's stuff that I want to keep, and obviously I don't always know what I want to keep. But like for example, this note in particular would be garbage. I don't want to keep this, but I do have it in this size just in case I do want to put it in my filing system back here. And I make them shorter just so that I can see all the letters and everything for filing. This is my journaling section. Now I don't have this planner for journaling. So this planner is, again, it's on the go. And so for a while I was taking both my main and my my rings. Now a friend was like, why don't you just cut some of your journaling, the pages you use, the inserts that you use to journal, put them in here, and that way you won't have to carry both. And let me tell you, that made a big difference because I no longer carry this one because I journal on the go. I journal at the moment. I can't just wait till I get home. I can't wait till I get home to journal because by the time I get home, I've already forgotten why I was upset or why I was happy. So this made a big difference and really made it work. Really made these rings work for me because I can journal on the go. And so what I do is I will write it here, and then I will pass it to my main, and then these will just get tossed. So these are new. I just put these in there. These are for tracking my weight. I'm trying to lose weight, and it's working little by little, but it is new. So I just started on the 16th. This is part of that. So I also have a health planner, which I just started also recently. And so what I did is, again, I did the same thing. I recreated the weeks. This is the exact same layout I'm using in my weeks. So I put it in here so that I can track it, and then what I'll do is at the end of the day or by the end of the week, I will transfer that information to my weeks. So that's that. Let's see, we have the yearly. I crossed off the dates, which actually I should cross that off. Then we have the quarterly. I am obsessed with seeing the last 6 months and the next 6 months after the year is done. So for example, in here, I can see from July to December of 2022, and then I have 2023. This is also 2023, and then I have 2024. So this, I am obsessed with just making sure I can schedule ahead. And this is usually like birthdays and anniversaries and also just important dates, paydays. So there's that. There's a trigger grocery list because I always forget. And, whenever I do groceries, I look at it, I come back here and I'm like, okay, I know I don't have this. So it's just there just in case. This is my monthly meal plan, which is really working. I used to do weekly and I really like monthly. It helps me focus and making sure that, I take out the meat in the morning. I look at it in the morning and I'm like, okay, like for example, tomorrow I'm making rice with corned beef. So I don't have to defrost any meat for that to work good. But like on the 24th Friday, I would have to take out some chicken because I don't have enough time to make it home to defrost it and cook it. Then we go into my monthlies. These are the plotter, I think they're called. They're the best. I love how big the monthlies are. And I do have the full year. And this catches everything. It's not pretty, and it's not meant to be pretty. This legit catches everything. You can see appointments that were scratched out because it didn't happen, and I don't care. These monthlies catch everything. Now this monthly in my main planner, it's much more organized and prettier. So the point of this was to not be afraid to, write, ugly and just write it quickly. It's not meant to be pretty. So then once my monthlies, I have my weeklies. Love these weeklies. I used to not be able to use this weekly, which is like the weeks one, but I don't know. I put it in the rings and they just worked. So I have them in there. I have the full year. So I have all the way to December 31st. Then I have my dailies. Now, dailies were a big struggle for me because I just couldn't I couldn't find a daily that worked for me. Like I tried so many, even in like my bound book, because for a while I was doing Stalogy, and I was pasting, I was drawing, I was doing all sorts of dailies, and just nothing worked. And I just kind of went back to basics, and I'm like, okay, I was like, you know what? I need to figure out, let me lower this. I need to figure out what is it that I want in a daily? Like, what do you want? And then I created this. So I needed a to-do list because, again, I'm big on to-do list. And then I needed a note section because, like, for example, tomorrow I'm supposed to take some Cricut vinyl to school, and it is a to-do list, but I want it in the notes section because I want to highlight it. So usually up here I will put appointments, and then down here I would put tomorrow's appointment. So I can show you guys one that's pre-filled. So, and it has a lot of things on there. So this was Tuesday. Let's see. Where's my monthly? Here we go. So this was Tuesday the 21st. Today's the 22nd. So this was yesterday. So yesterday I had a PCP appointment. I wanted to buy some multivitamins, and then I put /kids sort of in the notes section because this is the multivitamins for the kids. I need to pay my son's speech. I need to clean my car. I need to shave, wash my hair, sign some evaluations. So this is my to-do list. And then if nothing fits, I will add it over here. But this is pretty much how I use it whenever like I see something on here, for example, that I really want to call attention to. I will highlight it. For example, like here, I didn't do it, so I'm going to highlight it just so that when I do flip, I can see it again, like, hey, you didn't do that. Like for example, I did actually do this. And then, for example, I didn't do this, so I'm gonna highlight it. And didn't do this, didn't do that. And this was actually also done. So I usually check mark when I'm done. And I bought this too. Look at me, I'm on a roll. Okay. Also, because my mind works in weird ways, I've done, so my week starts here, for example, which is pretty empty. This week, let's see, we can show you last week so I can look a little more productive. See, last week was a little bit better. And then this is when I first started these weeklies. So, for example, this week starts on here. So then what I would normally do, for example, is these. Just so you can kind of see my process, my thought process, because I work weird. So this would be Wednesday, this would be Tuesday, and then this would be Monday. So once I'm done with this Monday, for example, it'll go for next Monday. So I flip it around and I do Monday, and then I'm done with Tuesday, flip it around, and it will be Tuesday. Sorry about that. And then Wednesday, again, flipped around. Now, tomorrow's Thursday, so that stay in there. But then once next week comes around, these would be like this. Oh my goodness. See, I'm confusing myself. Okay. So then, so next week will come, and then I will have a fresh Monday with this side. So they just kind of get flipped over, and then I'm not leaving because I don't like when it's like Monday and then Tuesday. I want to be able to see my week and see the day. So that's why they're flipped like that. And that has really worked for me. I have calendars everywhere because, again, I need to see everything that's coming. I will forget a lot of things, so I need constant reminders and repetition. See, so that's it for the weeks. Then we have my pre-plan section again. This is just kind of like a list. This shows the full year in list view. This is the same as my quarterly, but my quarterly they're small. It's like a little small, it's a small section. And so I don't get to really see everything. I know that something happened on that day. And normally I can go either to my monthly, my dailies will go to the garbage once I'm done, but I can go to my monthly and take a look. Like, we had an ortho appointment at a certain time. Here, you can't see the time. It just says ortho. It is color coordinated, so I do see who it's for. Excuse me. But here, I have a little bit more information. Actually, see, it doesn't even have the time. I really should be putting the time on there, but like haircuts. So this is like a list view. I was planning on using this for health, but that just didn't end up working. These are my trackers. So I track a million things because I like checking them off. I like, and I'm trying to get better at tracking. So I added a tracking section. Normally, I would only track like this section right here. I was very let's see, I'm going to show you guys. That's my my son's section. So in here, I was very loyal to tracking like my son's information there because he does supplements, and I want to check to make sure he's having bowel movements daily, morning oil, inulin, all of this fun stuff. So I've always been fine with tracking like my son's stuff because I know it's important. But then once I started the rings, I'm like, I want to track other things. Like I want to track how often I put gas because here in Puerto Rico, the gas is so expensive and I drive all day. So I kind of want to see how much I'm spending in gas a week, and then just other things that are in there. My personals down here, which is like, did you wash your hair? Did you take your multivitamins? All that fun stuff. Then we have a yearly, which is just kind of because I change my bed sheets like every month, and then I started again. I started this rings in February, so everything is kind of going from the beginning of February. Replace toothbrushes, stuff that we should do. Like I think toothbrushes is every 3 or 6 months, not really sure. The fridge I really should be cleaning every month. I can't even remember the last time I cleaned it, so I really need to look in my main for that and put in that information. So then we have my filing system. I saw somebody online do this on YouTube and I fell in love. I was like, this is perfect for me because I do like keeping notes. So right here, so this is just kind of ready there for next month. Then we have, like, for example, this is therapy because it's ABA, so it starts, I'll put it filed in the A's. Then, like, for example, I know I don't have anything C, D, E, F, but I do have H, which is health. This is my kids' overview, just kind of health, just to kind of see, like, for example, I can see when my husband's last dental appointment was, eye exam, PCP, and then this goes, for all of us. And then every time we do like a new appointment, like if, for example, this is a new one, so I just changed this recently to 213 because that's when he had his PCP visit. I love this. It's really helpful because when you go to the doctors, oh, when was your last eye exam or when was your last dental, and it's right there. It's really helpful. So then I have like my husband's case, so anything that I want to, like, even sizes, like his boot sizes, any appointments, any x-rays that he needs to get done is in here. Anything I want to talk to him about is in here. And then we have my kids section, and then my kids section would be the same. So you see they have like clothes, shoes, any appointments that they need, anything that I need to talk to them about is in there, and this goes for every child. Then we have PCS. We're PCSing this year. So I kind of made a list of things that I want to go over this week and look at. So I just kind of brain dumped as soon as we found out we were going to be leaving this year and that we got our PCS list. I kind of just started writing down the things I want to go over. So like I want to get the vehicle quotes for shipping from Puerto Rico to wherever we're stationed. Then we have like my dogs. I need to get their vaccine records. I need to pack up my makeup because that usually flies with me. I need to make sure I get my Ford recall. Just things that I need to make sure I get done. And it's a million more, but this is the first thing that came to my mind when we got our list to pick from locations. So then, for example, this is like each kid, like I want to go through their clothes, I want to go through their toys, electronics, just to get rid of things that we don't need so that we don't have to PCS with all of that stuff, because all of that, this is my vehicle, sorry. This is the wish list. Actually, it's under a W. A friend of mine actually gave me this, and I was like, oh, maybe I need another one, but I realized that no, I do not. Let's see. So that's the end of the filing section. So this white sheet is usually what marks the end, because I needed something so I can be able to see all the letters. So I made just a longer than usual sheet. And then I also didn't want to see all the letters from here, so I wouldn't get confused with all the tabs. So that's why this is much longer as well. So then in here I have some blank checks because you never know. I have some pretty forever stamps. I don't know why I bought it, but I have it just in case I decide to send, some letters. Let's see. So this is some more lists. This list specifically is the one I use here. I like to carry extra just to make sure that I can put it on here. Now this is put on here with the restickable glue. It's a sticky that is restickable. The only one that I was able to find in Puerto Rico was this one. We don't have a lot of stationery stuff here, but I was able to find that. Anywho, I keep this back here for when this list, so that when this list is done, I can just cut it and stick it on there. I have this. I'm not sure how I'm going to use it just yet, but I have it in here because I do want to use it. I really do like this insert. I just haven't figured out how I want to use it. Some more paper for notes because, again, I'm obsessed with note taking. This is a grid that I made with Excel, and I just I have it because I really used it a lot. I actually used it with these stickies. So I would put them on there and then you can kind of see right through them. And that way my handwriting wasn't like, oh, crazy. So this kind of helps me stay, you know, within the lines and not just all crooked because my handwriting will be. Then I have this, which is whenever I cut any inserts, I usually use this as a template. So I have it there available. Then I cut a Happy Planner dashboard just to give myself like a page lifter, I think they're called, a divider, whatever they're called, just so that it can give it more stability. Now, I am a little chunky. I was talking with my friend today. I was trying to change the rings, and I did change the rings, and I put 30 rings, but they were way too big. It didn't want to close. It closed, but it was tight. So then, let's see. I have a side business, and so this is usually where I keep track, like, of all the sales, and when I have to like pay the person that does the deliveries and all of that fun stuff. So I like to have this with me all the time. And obviously, we all know this is the Hobonichi weekly supplement. I have a ruler back here, which I don't use. I don't know why I have it there. And then I have a Tombow color chart because whenever I do fly to the States, I like to make sure I know which ones I have. So when I go to Michael's, I buy the ones that I'm missing. I fly to the States like maybe twice a year, and so it's always good. The first store I go to is Michael's. Let's see some other papers. Oh, that's a eye exam. Let's see, and I forgot to mention I have some task cards. I think they're called. Just so that I can remember to take my multivitamins, and then I made it clear so whenever I change my colors, because every month, like for example my main planner, you can see she's green because March is coming and March is green for me. So when I change this, I don't have to change this because it's clear. So there's that. Then I have my cleaning routine, which I also made laminated some. I printed on vellum and then I laminated it. And that is pretty much it. That's the end of that. So let's close this. It is a little tight, but nothing that is too much. That's it. She is chunky, but she makes me happy. Well, thank you for watching.